Hello and a very warm welcome to you. This is You.Gov. It's all about you and the government, and I always like to remind you that you have a role to play. Nigeria is 59 and we are celebrating this great country. Nigeria became independent on the 1st of October 1960, and a lot of celebrations have been going on. A lot of people have been saying very nice things about Nigeria at the age of 59. But I want to go on a quick break. When we return, you see a lot of what we have in store for you. Stay tuned.
This week on Edibox, we are examining Nigeria's development since independence. But first, a bit of history. Nigeria was granted independence on October 1, 1960, but the journey to achieving the right to self-government started 7 years before, when Anthony Nahuru moved the motion for self-governance in the British-led Parliament in 1953. Although his motion was not accepted, it triggered the beginning of a determination that would eventually bear the fruits of independence. Famous Nigerians like Obafemi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Tafawa Balewa were some of the nationalists who fought for the country's independence. The war was long and tiresome, but with perseverance and determination, they were able to not only convince their colonial masters of the need for independence, but prove that they were capable of self-governance. The powerful weapon they all had in common and deployed was education. More to come on the show.
Now on StarTimes channel 465 is your #1 Christian and lifestyle channel, Love World Plus, meeting all your entertainment needs. Trending, dedications, joyride, celebrity lounge, video tales, and so much more. For those of you who love current affairs, we've got you covered. News focus, strictly politics, the agenda, You.Gov, and so on. Be sure to always be in the know with our informative programs, as we also get you settled with amazing documentaries like A Day in Your Neighborhood, Discover Africa. These will blow your mind. The youths and kids are not left out, as we have created a platform for them to speak, learn, and have fun. And to crown it all, we serve fresh, hot, and sizzling foods to feed your spirit, soul, and body. That is Pastor's Programs. There's never a dull moment with us. So make it a date on channel 465 as we take you on a smooth journey to cater to all your needs. Love World Plus, channel 465 on StarTimes.
You're welcome back if you just joined us. This is You.Gov, and we are still celebrating Nigeria at 59. I am Ito and Olomu-Agbodo. I always like to remind you that You.Gov is all about government functions and responsibilities, as well as your corresponding obligation as a citizen. And I did tell you that we're going to show you some interesting things about what some Nigerians have been saying about this great country. So first of all, we're going to listen to a report about how Nigeria has developed from 1960 till date. Take a listen.
There's always emphasis on infrastructural growth, democratic development, and national cohesion, alongside such national challenges as security, access to education, and economic development. How will the analysis look like if one is to assess the nation from the perspective of the fortune or misfortune of the ethnic nationalities from independence till date? Nigeria has more than 250 ethnic nationalities with several languages and dialects. Have the nationalities fared better? Are their aspirations at independence now been realized? Will the ethnic groups give a pass mark to Nigeria's existence 59 years later? What will help develop Nigeria's democracy to measure up with that of Western nations?
You're welcome back. This is still You.Gov, and it's all about Nigeria at 59. And a lot of people have been saying that there's a need for Nigeria to be restructured. Apart from the issue of restructuring, there's also the call for greater security infrastructure, for greater security administration, security architecture should be looked into deeply by the government, and that is what these two reports that we have lined up for you are going to be talking about: national security as well as the calls for restructuring. Take a listen.
Insecurity resulting from both natural and man-made disasters such as terrorism, kidnapping, armed robbery, and armed banditry are becoming more embarrassing to the Nigerian people. The upsurge in criminal activities seem to have taken a new dimension to the extent that Nigerians are becoming worried, as insecurity indicates a great danger to the unity of the country.
The state of the Nigerian security is actually at the level of prediction. All of the predictions security practitioners have made over time has actually buttressed the fact that we shall get to this level of anarchy. We shall get to this level where the security agencies have been overstretched. We shall get to this level where we cannot live in our homes and close our two eyes.
The herdsmen and farmers' clashes across Nigeria also saw citizens cringing in fear.
It has become very clear over the past few months and the past few years that the Nigerian state, when you talk of, the primary responsibility of government, first of all, which is security of lives and property, then you begin to talk about the welfare of the people. But security will seem to be the most important, because once a people are secured, then you can begin to talk about other aspects of their social and economic lives. How to improve on them and the rest. But when the people are not secured, then you can't be talking about such basic issues.
The situation is even more worrisome since the government keeps budgeting large chunks of money to tackle insecurity.
I don't think the problem is that the money is not enough, but I think it's not well utilized.
They know what they are doing. Both the political group, the leaders, all of them, they are the same. They are the Boko Haram. They are the ones sharing the money with themselves.
The Nigerian police seem to be overwhelmed at the moment, and calls for state policing seem louder than ever before.
The breakdown of the community policing deployment plans covered the recruitment of a total of 40,000 community policing officers across the country in the interim. The community policing officers will be recruited from within the communities where the prospective applicants reside. An average of 50 community policing officers are to be engaged in each of the 774 local government areas.
With the passage of the Nigerian Police Trust Fund Bill by the 9th Senate, Nigerians expect to see a better equipped and motivated police force to tackle security challenges. To this end, President Muhammadu Buhari recently assured Nigerians of better security.
Our government is poised to promote national security and development. We remain committed to promoting a vision of a secure, safe, just, peaceful, prosperous, and strong nation.
As the country advances in age, it is expected that the security apparatus of the nation should also advance to meet up with current-day realities in terms of better intelligence gathering, investigation, as well as proper prosecution of offenders. Nigeria is a federal state, and it is so represented in the 1999 Constitution of the nation, which regards the nation as one indivisible unit. However, there have been agitations for restructuring in different quarters, especially in recent times. While some Nigerians are calling for restructuring in terms of more states, others want to succeed, and yet others want the 1999 Constitution to be amended to reflect a truly federal state.
Let us go back to how the country was designed originally. A country, going by the Constitution of 1960 and even before, the country was stationed along federal lines. That means the country is supposed to be a federal structure. Even in today's constitution, there's still some semblance of a federal structure. So the agitation generally is that let us have a government, or let us have a country where we have more state self-determination or regional self-determination. Let us devolve power from the central, where the power mostly resides at the moment. Let us devolve this power down to the component units, which could be the states as it is presently, or the regions. So restructuring is basically saying, let us be free to practice federalism.
Speaking with some citizens, we got these responses.
So Nigeria should still remain, and I believe, and I still believe in Nigeria that we will, something good will come out of us, and I still want us to be together.
Nigeria should always be together. It's I don't see Nigeria dividable by the physical structure of it, because in this country we tend to be more ethnic, like going along tribal lines.
I think we should try to find a way to sort the differences and then put ourselves together. We have been together, we'll be doing well together. I think we can still do better. The future is bright together.
We can stay together. We have a lot of reasons. One of the reasons that we intermarried. Like me, I have some sisters marry in the north. Some of my brothers marry in the east. So if we should separate, what is going to happen?
However, the federal government is resolute in maintaining Nigeria's unity, saying the unity of Nigeria cannot be negotiated.
Where he fought side by side with Nigerians of every tribe and faith from the 60s in the Congo. He said, we protected each other, we put our lives on the line for each other. We were brothers, even in the face of death. This is the type of nation that we must maintain.
As Nigeria marks 59 years of independence, stakeholders have preferred a way forward for the nation.
It's a democratic feature, and the best way to achieve this is to go through the people. But first, let the people be educated, enlightened, and reoriented to understand, to be able to make informed decisions, so that it does not become a case of moving from the frying pan to the fire because of ignorance.
If I want to advise the government, the restructuring of this country or the devolution of power to the state is what we need now. For instance, the issue of security that is being controlled by the federal government is not going to help this country. Everybody wants to go to America. Why is it so? From the local government area, from the county down to the state, there are layers of security agency. Why is it that it is only in Nigeria that you have one structure? If there is a crisis in a state, the governor will call the commissioner. The commissioner have to take permission from the Inspector General of Police before he takes action. That cannot help us.
God bless Nigeria.
Those two reports talked about the need for the federal government to look into the issues of security and address them and take a closer look at the issues, the calls for restructuring, and probably have another national conference or look at reviewing the constitution entirely. But on the 1st of October, President Muhammadu Buhari addressed to Nigerians calling for unity and saying that all hands should be on deck to make Nigeria a better place. Take a listen.
We must commit to installing a culture of good governance in all we do. This administration has fought against corruption by investigating and prosecuting those accused of embezzlement and the misuse of public resources. We have empowered teams of prosecutors, assembled detailed databases of evidence, traced the proceeds of crimes, and accelerated recovery of stolen funds. Furthermore, we partnered with our friends abroad to combat tax evasion, smuggling, terrorism, and illicit financial flows. In June 2018, I assented to the Mutual Assistance in Criminal Matters Act to provide a domestic legal framework for obtaining international assistance in criminal matters.
Interesting. That's the president talking about national unity. Nigeria's unity cannot be negotiated. Nigeria must remain one indivisible unit. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But we have a very patriotic Nigerian who will be talking about how well she views Nigeria's development at this time. And she is Blossom CHUKWU, the convener of Blossom Nigeria Initiative. Take a listen.
We will say that Nigeria is still on a journey that is progressive. We've not gotten there yet. A lot is still crying for attention from the government, the aspects of different aspects, the sectors, education, the petroleum sector, the civil service, areas that have to do with the construction, that's the works. Everything is crying for attention, I can say that. So I won't really come to any conclusion to say that we've arrived. No, it's still a journey in progress. For Nigeria to come together for a more unified body that will produce more results, because we have a lot of problems, challenges, and areas that people have been crying for separation. Let everybody go his or her own way. Let's come to a point where we can call it quits. But we wouldn't say that, because anything that is worth doing is worth doing well. So what we will suggest in order to foster a stronger spirit of unity is for everybody to know that they have a stake in nation building. Nigerian youths are lazy to a large extent because they have not been given the right orientation. Quite a number of them are doing well. We have several positive reports from even home and abroad talking about how a lot of them are doing well in the technology sector, the sports sector, everywhere. They have very, very astounding youths that are doing well. But with all of that, we still have a lot of youths that are lazy. Not because they just want to be lazy, but the right orientation has not been given to them. A lot of them grew up with the mindset that government should do something for them. A lot of them grew up with the mindset that we are youths and the government will have to take care of us for us to be able to contribute our own quota to nation building. So that's why you see in the Niger Delta area, for instance, we still have youths that are lazy and working on terrorizing, militancy, and different things they can do to get the government's attention, because they believe that if they carry out some of these criminal vices, governments will come to their aid and do something for them. But that's a very wrong orientation. And that's why we say that youths that are lazing around should come to terms with the fact that nobody has any role to make their future better. They are the ones that can help to build a better future for themselves. We would recommend what we call a spirit of patriotism that we have to spread. Because for now, the patriotism index is very, very low. When you even come out dressed on green and white, people will wonder, what are you celebrating? What is worth celebrating in Nigeria? Because they believe that it's all about decadence, corruption, it's all about whatever you can name it and call it, but the evil vices are really, really out there and people are not happy. So we can say that we work towards promoting the spirit of patriotism and giving ourselves a push, because if you don't do it, just like what Pastor Chris would say, that we are the ones that will build the country, no other person will build it for us. So we can just come to terms with the fact that patriotism is key. Because when you are patriotic, it will help you to want to serve. When you are patriotic, it will help you to want to go beyond yourself, to render different acts of support, of help. And it will also help you to see your tenure in office as an opportunity to be a servant. When we talk about being a servant, doesn't mean that you are now a victim, no. It simply means that you have more than enough to serve, and the resources are available to such an individual. So we want everybody to have a stronger sense of patriotism so that we can offer our services in a stronger way, and we hope to have a stronger Nigeria. I think Nigeria should also do more in adherence to the rule of law, because the rule of law is key. When there is no consequence for wrongdoing, people can misbehave, people can do a lot, people can take laws into their hands. But when they know that there's consequence for wrongdoing, it will help them, it will put in them those regulations that will help them to be able to be more law-abiding citizens. So I pray that Nigeria will come to terms with the fact that the rule of law is key, the supremacy of the rule of law, promoting law and order, and helping to keep the society to be sane and not having, just like what some people will say, maybe like madmen and specialists. No, we don't have such in Nigeria, but just that we have to promote the sense that the supremacy of the rule of law is key, and it's what we have to push from every angle.
Quite interesting. She's still saying we have a duty to pray for our nation. And I always like to tell you, yes, indeed, you have to pray for your nation. Even the Bible says you have to pray for your country where you live in. At this time, I want to show some clips about the Rhapsody distribution in Lagos, Nigeria. A lot of excited people on the streets sharing the messenger angel Rhapsody of realities and spreading the light of hope in Nigeria. Let's see this.
It had been raining since the early hours of the day. However, members, partners, and friends within Christ Embassy Lagos Virtual Zone defied the weather in order to pronounce God's blessing upon the city and share God's messenger angel, the Rhapsody of realities. The colorful procession made its way through major roads in Ikeja metropolis, sporting the nation's colors of green and white, singing, dancing, and of course, spreading the good news. In spite of the challenges the country has faced in the past, light has come to bring hope of a better and brighter future because of God's word.
quite interesting. Indeed, we're spreading the light of hope around Nigeria. Nigeria must be great again. Nigeria can be great again if you and I decide to make that happen. Nigeria is a beloved country, is a blessed country, filled with natural resources, filled with the best type of people, as I always like to say. But we have some more tidbits for you. Take a look. Well, it's been an exciting time on You.Gov this week. We've been celebrating Nigeria at 59, and a lot of people have been praying for our great country, Nigeria. I am praying for Nigeria. Are you praying for Nigeria? We would like to hear your comments on our website on www.loverplus.tv. You can also send comments to the number shown on your screen now, as well as to our email address, info@loverplus.org. I am Olomu-Agbodo. God bless Nigeria.